In today's video, I'm going to show you how to open your own online store so that you can sell to people all over the world. And I'm going to show you how to do it absolutely free. Hey guys, Craig here. Hope everybody's doing well. Now for those of you who are new to my channel, my name's Craig Babin and I'm on a mission to turn my part-time hobby into a full-time income. And I'm hoping to inspire as many of you as possible to do the exact same thing. So if you have a part-time hobby that you want to monetize, then hit that subscribe button because I'm going to be posting some really useful stuff on this channel that you are not going to want to miss. That being said, let's get started. Okay, so if you've been watching my videos for a little while, you probably know that the whole mission of my channel is to help people just like you turn their part-time hobbies into full-time incomes. Now there are a few ways we can go about doing this, and I go over all of them in my video on how to create a master plan for a passive income. I'll put a link to that video at the end of this one, so be sure to watch it if you haven't already. Now just to summarize, some of the methods that we can use to monetize our part-time hobby include creating a YouTube channel. We can make money off the advertisements that run at the beginning of our videos. Another way that we can monetize our hobbies is by creating hobby-related low-content books using Kindle Direct Publishing, books that we can then sell to our YouTube audience through the Amazon Marketplace. If you want to learn more about that, watch my video on creating low-content books to sell on Amazon. I'll put a link to that video at the end of this one as well. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up an online store for free so that you can sell your own hobby-related merchandise. Now there are a lot of products that you'll be able to offer in your store, but it all starts with a wide variety of apparel. Everything from t-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts, and hoodies to socks, joggers, leggings, and kids' clothing. There's a lot to choose from, and it doesn't end there. If you're an artist, you can sell posters and canvas prints. Or if you're a graphic designer who enjoys creating patterns, you can always put them on pillows, beach towels, blankets, and wall tapestries. You can also put your designs on drinkware, face masks, neck gaiters, cell phone cases, and so much more. There are a lot of products here to offer in your store. And it's not limited to physical products either. You can sell digital products in your store as well. If you're a musician, you can sell audio files in your store. If you're an artist, you can sell digital posters, digital wallpapers, or even e-comics. Remember that hobby-related YouTube channel you created? I bet that hobby of yours requires a little instruction to do it properly. So why not create an ebook that you can sell to your YouTube subscribers for a couple of bucks? There are so many ways that you can monetize your hobby using a free Spring store. And guys, I can't emphasize this enough. This applies to any hobby. If you have a YouTube channel related to playing chess, then create chess-related merchandise. Got a sewing channel? Sell sewing merch. Fitness channel? Fitness merch. Music channel? Music merch. Photography channel? Photography merch. Even if you have a YouTube channel that teaches people how to build things out of popsicle sticks, then sell popsicle merch. I think you get my point. Any hobby can be monetized. So now that we know what we can sell, let's find out how. Let's get this store open. Okay, so the first thing you'll need to do is create a free Spring account. To do this, head over to the Spring website. I'll put a link to it in the description below this video. Once there, just click the Start Creating button in the top right-hand corner. From there, you'll be taken to the sign up page. Fill in your name, or your brand name if you have one, as well as your email address. Now create a password and confirm it, and then let them know you're not a robot, and then click Sign Up. Now you'll be taken to two more pages. The first will ask you to name your store. Once you've done that, click Continue. Next, you'll be taken to an About page. They'll ask you what term best describes you. Are you a designer? Are you a seller? Are you an influencer? And stuff like that. Just choose one. They'll also want you to link to at least one of your social media accounts to prove who you are. Once that's done, you'll be taken to the Spring dashboard. On this page, you'll have a brief overview of any products that were ordered from your store, what your profits are, and how much Spring currently owes you. And you can vary that time frame from all current active listings to today, yesterday, or all time. You'll also find some quick links to start creating apparel products, accessories, digital products, and more. Below the Home tab is the Analytics tab. There won't be any data here until you start selling. Next, you have your listings page. Again, until you actually upload something, there won't be anything here to display. Following the listings page is the stores page. The reason it says stores plural is because you can actually have multiple stores under one account. It's on this page that you can edit your storefront and your store name. You can also add a custom domain to your store on this page. You can actually buy a name through Spring. You can see it's suggesting the most obvious domain for me, which is craigbabin.com, the name of my store. Now I already own this domain name, so if I wanted to use it, I could just click on the I already own my domain name and enter it here. You can also link additional social media accounts to your store on this page as well. Just keep in mind that the more links you have coming into and going out of your store, the better it is for search engine optimization. So add every social media link that pertains to your store or brand. You can also see that on the right here, you have previews of your store in both desktop and mobile, which comes in handy. We'll come back to the store setup in just a minute. Next on the menu is the Payouts tab. Again, no data until you've made sales or actually have something to pay out. Then you have the My Purchases tab, which is actually just a repeat of the Home tab, which is kind of redundant. Anyway, moving on. The next two tabs are the Tools and Services and Integrations tabs. I'm not going to go into any great detail on these two tabs. You can search through them on your own. The important thing here is the Integrations tab. As you can see, you can integrate your store with your YouTube channel, which basically means that once you're monetized on YouTube, you can set up a product shelf on every video, as well as a storefront directly on your YouTube channel page. Spring is currently the only print-on-demand company that has a partnership with YouTube, which is why I'm showing you how to set up a Spring store over the other free print-on-demand platforms like Redbubble, TeePublic, or Society6. Just know that if you want to create a store on one of those other platforms, the process is pretty much the same as what I'm showing you here today. The interface may be a little bit different, but if you can create a store on Spring, you shouldn't have a problem creating a store on any of those other platforms I just mentioned. And as you can see, you can also integrate your Spring store with Twitch, Stream Alerts, and Discord. And finally, you have your Settings tab. This is the tab you need to come to before you start selling, because if you don't finish setting up your account, you won't get paid. The first thing you'll need to do is fill out all of your pertinent information. Stuff like your name, your address, your phone number, the country you live in, as well as the currency you want your store to display in. Once you've filled in all this information, be sure to hit the Update Info button. Scrolling down, you can also change your email address on this page, as well as your password. But this is the important part. You have to either have a PayPal or Payoneer account to sell on Spring, because this is how they pay you. It's not like Etsy or Amazon where they pay out directly to your bank account. Spring will only pay out via one of these two money transfer accounts. You can set one of these accounts up for free, and they're pretty easy to set up as well. Once you've created your PayPal or Payoneer account, just come back here and enter in the email address you used to create your money transfer account. And then once again, just make sure you hit the Update button. Once that's done, you're all set to start creating your store and start selling products. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is create our store. So let's head back to the Stores tab and click on the View Store button. As you can see, this is what an empty store template looks like. All of the functionality is in place, there just isn't anything to display. So close down this browser window and let's go back to our Stores page. So what you want to do first is click on the Store Editor. If you look at the top of the page, the default preview is desktop. But if you click on the little phone icon, the preview switches over to mobile. We'll leave it on desktop for now. Now the first thing I'm going to edit is the navigation bar. So click on the little pencil icon next to that tab to open the editor. Now you have a few options here. You can change the background colors of your storefront, as well as the font and icon colors. If you just click on the color swatch, it'll open up the color selector and you can just pick the color you want. If you know the actual hex code of the color you want, you can just enter it after the hashtag. If you want your social media links to display, you can turn that on here as well. Now as far as your logo goes, you have two choices. You can leave it empty and your store name will appear on the left side of the navigation bar instead of your logo. Just keep in mind that it's not going to be massively huge, especially on mobile. So it's up to you. I'm just going to put my brand logo in for now. If you do make changes in this section, make sure to save the changes by clicking the Save button in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Once you've saved your changes, just hover your cursor over the menu icons on the far left, and that'll open up your navigation menu. Now just click on the Stores tab and go back to the store editor. If you want to see what your store looks like with the changes, just click the View Store button. Now it's time to put a banner in. So click the Store Editor button one more time to get back to the theme settings. This time, click on the pencil icon next to the hero banner. Now as far as your banner goes, there are a few things you can do. You can put text over a background image. You can put your store name in the title, a little catchphrase in the subtitle, and if you want to say something in the body, you can do that as well. As for the background image, you can download a free high-resolution image from Pexels. I'll put a link to their website in the description below. I'm just going to choose a clothing image. You can bring this image into Photoshop and crop it to size. The size, by the way, is 1650 pixels wide by 600 pixels high. Then maybe just throw a black and white filter on it. After that, put a couple of rectangles on it and reduce the opacity of the rectangles to 80%, and you're done. Save out the image and then go back into Spring and load it into your store banner. I'll just set all of the fonts to white, and to make the buy button pop, I'll make it a brighter color. I'll save my changes, go back to my stores page, and click on the View Store button. Now you can see that if I go back into the store editor, this banner not only works on desktop, but it also works on mobile as well. If you don't have photo editing software, you can create this type of banner on the website Canva. I'll put a link to the website in the description below. Okay, so that's your first option. And keep in mind that I'm doing this quickly, so it's not all that great. I'm sure you can come up with a much better banner if you just spend a little time on it. Now your second option is to eliminate all of the text and just use a finished banner, text included. The benefit of this is that you can use your own custom text. The downside is that you may be inclined to try to put too much information into your banner, like I did here. Although this banner could work on desktop, it's going to look like hell on mobile. Just make sure that you size and position all of your graphics in the banner properly so that it looks good on both desktop and mobile. As you can see, this is something that I didn't do. Now, if this was Etsy, you could get away with using an image like this because their banner is a little more responsive. As you can see, if I reduce the browser window, the banner keeps shrinking right down to cell phone size. But the Spring banner doesn't do that. It stops reducing at a certain point and then just starts cutting off the image. To make this graphic work, I would have to make my logo a bit smaller, center one of the images up top, and then maybe have two smaller images on either side of the center image. That would at least line up everything image-wise in mobile. But I would still be better off losing the majority of this text, just so that nothing got cut off when it transitioned into mobile. So if you're going to go this route, just make sure that you spend a little extra time to get the image right. Alright, let's move on. Now before we start uploading product, let's take care of the footer. First off, if you haven't added any social media links in yet, you can do that now. I'll just add in 3 of mine. Next, I'll type in a little blurb and I'll leave everything else the same. I'll save my changes, go back to my stores page and view my store one more time. Make sure it all works and then your store is done. Now it's time to upload some products. The easiest way to do this is to go back to your listings page and click the Start Designing button in the top right hand corner. Now I could put a design on pretty much any of these products and the process would pretty much be the same. So I'm just going to create a few apparel items just so that you can see how it's done. So I'll go up to the Apparel tab in the top menu and from the drop down menu, choose a piece of apparel to print on. Now when choosing apparel to put in your store, I don't recommend putting your designs on everything. There's a little term in sales called analysis paralysis. What this basically means is that when you give someone too many options, they become a little overwhelmed and can't make up their mind, so they don't end up buying anything at all. As you can see, all of these t-shirts have different base costs. This price here is what it costs to make the shirt, so whatever you sell this shirt for above this price is your profit. What I would recommend is to pick the lowest price t-shirt to satisfy your bargain hunters, and one of the premium shirts to satisfy those who want a higher quality garment, and then do the same thing for women. When it comes to the other apparel items like sweatshirts and hoodies, you can go one of two ways. You can choose a men's and women's hoodie to offer in your store, or you can just offer one unisex hoodie for everyone. The benefit of doing this is that the classic unisex hoodie is the lowest price hoodie and it comes in the widest variety of sizes. It's the only one that actually comes in 4XL. Every other hoodie stops around 2XL. What you choose all depends on how you want people to see your brand. If you want your store to be known for high quality, high price apparel products, then choose all of the premium options. But if you think that your audience are going to be bargain hunters, then go with the cheaper apparel. That being said, I'm just going to grab this premium hoodie to create my first product. Okay, so once you click on the product, you'll be taken to the mockup generator for that product. All of your controls are on the left-hand side. Your first option is to add an image and/or text. Now there are some specifications for image file sizes, and you can find all of this information on Spring's Design Best Practices page. There are a lot of great tips on this page for designing and formatting your images. I'll put a link to this page in the description below. As far as text goes, all you have to do is click on the Add Text button and it'll automatically appear on the garment. Your editing controls for the text are located at the top of the page. You can adjust the font face, the color, whether it's bold or italic, and its justification. If you want to resize your text or images, just grab this little double arrow icon in the bottom right-hand corner of the text box and drag it until you get to the size you want. There's not really a lot of options for font types in this software, so I would recommend just using an external software like Photoshop to create your text graphics. If you don't have Photoshop, check out Canva. As I said before, it's a free graphic design creation website that you can use to fulfill all your graphic design needs. Again, the link is in the description below. I'm not going to use this text, so I'll just delete it by clicking on the little garbage can icon in the top left-hand corner of the text box. I'm going to click the Add Image button and upload the design that I'm going to use from my computer. When it comes to sizing your graphic, try to use up as much of the box as you can. Also, make sure that your image is centered. Now, I designed this graphic to be on a black shirt only, so I'm going to have to change the color of the hoodie. You can do that here. Check on all of the colors that you want your product offered on. But don't forget what I said earlier about analysis paralysis. If you give the customer too many options, they may not buy anything at all, so don't go crazy on the colors. Once you've chosen your colors and your image is sized and centered, click on the preview button below the garment. This is what your garment is going to look like when it's printed. Now, if your image doesn't show up on the shirt after you click the preview button, it means that your image doesn't meet Spring's image requirements. It could be too large, or you may have saved it with anti-aliasing. If this happens, go back to the Designs and Best Practices page and make sure your file meets all of Spring's specifications. You can also put images on the back of the garment as well. Once you've gotten to this point, the next thing you have to do is select your price. As you can see here, the default price for this hoodie is $44.99 in the US and $45.99 in Europe. At this price, both of these products will roughly have a $16 profit margin. If you want to make your hoodie a little more affordable, you can always just lower the price. As you can see, $38.99 is a great price for a premium hoodie, and you're still making about a $10 profit. In all of my stores, I usually try to set my profit margins between $5 and $10 per item, depending on the product. Remember, if you're paying for advertising, your profit margins need to cover the cost of your ad spend. Once you've set your prices, just click the Continue button. Now you're going to be taken over to the Add More Products page. If you look over here in the top left-hand corner, this is the hoodie I just created. This product is ready to go to my store. Now, as you can see, the software is putting my design on every product that Spring has to offer. They do this to encourage you to sell more products in your store. Now, this is where a lot of people make a mistake. The only product that is set up properly is the hoodie that I just created. All of the other products haven't been set up yet. The garment colors haven't been selected, the design hasn't been sized properly, and the prices haven't been set. So you have to go through manually and set up each product you want to sell individually. So as you can see, if I click on the hoodies again, I can now see all of the hoodies that Spring offers. If you want one of these in your store, then click the Edit button under that product and set it up, just like we did for this first one. So what you basically want to do is apply your design to all of the products that you want to sell in your store right here, right now. For the sake of keeping this video short, I'm just going to choose one other garment just so that you can see the process. I'll pick this premium t-shirt. I'm going to start by clicking the edit button. And then once back in the mockup generator, I'm going to make sure that I'm on the design view, not the preview. Once inside the design view, I'll line up my image properly. Try to make sure that your image is right at the top of the bounding box. Once you've altered your image, click the preview button and make sure it looks good. Now once again, you have to pick your colors. Every piece of apparel comes with different color options, so make sure you check this before sending the product to your store. This particular design only works with black, so I'll leave all of the other colors turned off. Now if you've chosen multiple colors, you have a choice as to which color and whether to show the front or the back of the product in your primary thumbnail. You can edit that by clicking here. Once you've chosen the proper thumbnail, just click Done. And finally, you need to choose your list price. Since this is a premium shirt, I'm just going to leave it at $26.99. And to finish off, I'll just click Continue. So as you can see in the left-hand column, I now have 2 products ready to go to my store. Once you have all of your products ready to go, click the Continue button to set up the listing. So what you want to do here is create a title for your listing as well as a description. Now keep in mind that all of the products you put your image on will be included in this one listing. So don't create a title and description for a particular product, create a title and description for your design. So for this design, I might put in the title, Imagine World Peace Graphic Design. And then for the description, I'll put something like, show your support for peace and love with this distressed image world peace design that features the peace symbol, world globe, as well as the dove and olive branches. This design is available in black and comes in both t-shirts and hoodies. So what I'm doing here is adding in keywords for Google search. I'm basically describing the design and listing which products it's available on. This way, if someone is searching on Google for a hoodie with a peace symbol on it, I have all the proper keywords to bring up my listing in the search results. Now, if you're just trying to add a product to an existing listing, you can skip this part and just click this Add to Existing Listing tab. Once you have all of this information filled out, Spring will automatically generate a URL for you. It'll be based on what your title is and what's currently available on Spring. You can change this URL to something else if you want, just as long as whatever you choose isn't already being used by someone else. If you're ready to upload this product to your store, just leave the visibility set to public and choose the store you want to add it to. Remember, you can have multiple stores on Spring, all under the same account. Now all you have to do is click the Publish Listing button, and that's it. The software will generate your listing and upload the products to your store. Once it's done, it will show you your finished listing, the way the customers would see it at checkout. If you want to see what your products look like in your store, just go back to your stores page and click the View Store button. Now you have your own personal hobby-related online print-on-demand store, a store that you can promote on all of your social media sites, and once you're monetized on YouTube, you can integrate with your YouTube channel homepage. Your YouTube audience will be able to see all of your products right on YouTube. So there you have it. A simple way to launch your own hobby-related store, absolutely free. On a side note, if you'd like to pick up one of my Imagine World Peace t-shirts, sweatshirts, or hoodies, they're available in my Etsy store, and I have a link to my store in the description below. As always, I decide which type of video I'm going to create next based on which of my previous videos are getting liked. So if you want to see more of this type of content, then give this video a thumbs up and let me know you like it. In my next video, I'm going to talk about how you can utilize one design for multiple products and make a lot more money. So make sure you stop back for that one. In the meantime, if you haven't watched my video on creating a master plan for a passive income, or my video on how to create low content books to sell on Amazon, you can watch both of those videos right now, right here. Until next time, take care.